Welcome to the deep dive.
Great to be here.
So today we're getting into something pretty unique, not your usual text or study,
No, this is based on an imagined conversation. Really interesting concept.
between four major goddesses, right? Saraswati, Durga, Kali, and Lakshmi.
That's them. And the whole idea, the premise of this source is they're discussing, well, what actually pleases them most.
What brings them joy? And our mission, really, for you listening, is to unpack that.
Yeah, to pull out the main ideas from this specific source about what they value.
And also, crucially, how the source describes their joys as being connected, intertwined.
Exactly. We want to get you right to the core insights here without getting lost in, too much interpretation beyond the source itself.
Okay, so the source sets this scene. Powerful figures having a chat.
Mm-hmm. And it starts with Lakshmi apparently asking the question, what brings us the greatest joy? Simple question, profound answers.
So who goes first? What's the first perspective the source gives us?
It says Saraswati, the goddess often associated with knowledge, music, arts. She speaks up first.
And what pleases her?
Her pleasure, according to the source, comes when people strive for wisdom and express their creativity.
Strive for wisdom. Express creativity, not just having it, but the striving, the doing.
That seems to be the emphasis, yes. It highlights the active part, the effort involved.
Like the process.
Exactly. The journey of learning, the act of creating something new. Her joy in this telling seems to be in watching that human effort, that output.
Okay, that makes sense for, her domain.
Yeah.
All right, so after Saraswati, the source says Durga speaks.
Thus, Durga, often seen as embodying strength, courage, protection.
And her joy.
She finds, and I'm quoting the idea from the source here, nothing brings me greater joy than witnessing individuals face their fears and overcome obstacles.
Facing fears, overcoming obstacles, again, feels very aligned with her nature. Is the focus here the win at the end, or the fight itself?
It seems more about the process of overcoming, the courage during the challenge.
The resilience people show when things are tough, her pleasure seems rooted in seeing that struggle and then, yes, the triumph over those external difficulties.
Got it. So Saraswati, the striving mind, the creative act. Durga, courage against external challenges. Who's next? Kali.
Kali, yes. Often depicted as fierce, powerful, representing transformation.
And what does the source say pleases her?
She finds immense pleasure when people embrace their inner strength and fearlessly confront their limitations.
Okay, wait, hold on. Inner strength, confronting limitations. How is that different from Durga facing fears and obstacles? That sounds similar.
It's a subtle but key difference in how the source presents it. Durga's focus seems external, fighting the monsters outside, so to speak.
Right.
Kali's joy in this version is more introspective. It's about the internal landscape, facing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Accepting your own power, but also acknowledging, your own weaknesses or boundaries without fear. It's the courage to look inward.
So less about the world out there, more about the world in here. Precisely. The confrontation with the self.
Fascinating distinction. Okay, so striving mind, Saraswati. Courageous action externally, Durga. Fearless self-confrontation internally, Kali.
Yeah.
That leaves Lakshmi, goddess of, wealth, fortune, prosperity.
Yes. And her pleasure, according to the source, it comes when people cultivate gratitude and generosity, sharing their abundance with others.
So it's not just having the wealth or abundance.
No, it's
Yeah.
the attitude and the action connected to it.
Gratitude and generosity.
Sharing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The source suggests her joy is linked to the ethical and kind use of prosperity, being thankful and then letting that flow outwards by sharing. Abundance is best, it seems, when it circulates generously.
Okay, so we have these four distinct joys tied to four key human qualities or actions. Wisdom, creativity, external courage, internal strength, and gratitude, generosity. But you mentioned they become interconnected in the conversation. Absolutely. This is where the source gets really interesting, I think. They start drawing lines between their domains. Saraswati apparently points out something like, it's amazing how our areas overlap.
So.
She suggests that, pursuing knowledge or being creative often requires you to overcome challenges Durga's domain.
Right, like writer's block or a difficult research problem.
Exactly. And overcoming those challenges, she implies, can then lead to prosperity or success, touching on Lakshmi's area.
So knowledge kicks things off, leading to courageous action, which can lead to abundance, a chain reaction.
Kind of, yeah. And the others apparently chimes in. Durga connects her point fearlessness, strength to unlocking potential, which naturally attracts, prosperity.
Makes sense.
And Kali agrees too, saying that embracing your inner power and facing those limitations, her domain empowers people. It lets them create positive change, which again leads towards
Prosperity and abundance. Lakshmi's domain again.
right. And Lakshmi sort of sums it up, according to the source, saying something like, our joys weave together, showing how interconnected we really are.
Which leads to the big takeaway, doesn't it? What happens if someone tries to cultivate all of these, not just one?
That's exactly where the source goes. Lakshmi states it pretty clearly. When individuals nurture their wisdom, strength, power, and gratitude, they unlock the door to a harmonious and abundant life.
Harmonious and abundant. Not just one or the other. That's key.
It is. And Saraswati apparently adds, it's through the balance of these qualities that humans can truly experience fulfillment and find favor with all of us.
Fulfillment and divine favor. Through balance. That's quite a statement from this source.
It is, and the conversation wraps up with them agreeing to keep encouraging people towards these virtues, knowledge, strength, fearlessness, generosity. They believe their unified efforts can ignite a powerful transformation.
So the source presents this integrated path. It's not just about being smart or strong or spiritual or generous in isolation.
No, it's about weaving them together. Intellect, action, inner work, and heart. The source frames it as a holistic route to flourishing.
It really lays out this specific model, drawn from this imagined divine perspective, for how human qualities lead to fulfillment and abundance and, well, please the goddesses in the process.
It provides a kind of roadmap, based on their collective view in this particular source.
All right, so stepping back from the details of the conversation, this deep dive has really pulled out some clear points from this unique source material.
We've seen the core ideas, that these goddesses in this telling find joy in specific human activities.
Right. The striving for wisdom and creativity.
Facing external fears and obstacles with courage.
Confronting inner limits and embracing your own power.
And cultivating that gratitude that flows into generosity.
And the big message, the central theme from the source, is that it's not about picking one.
Exactly. It's about nurturing all of them together. That's presented as the path, the key, really, to a life that's both harmonious and abundant.
And that connects directly to you listening. The idea isn't just to focus on, say, career success or just on learning or just on being tough.
Right. The source suggests real fulfillment comes from integrating these things, connecting your mind, your actions, your inner self, your generosity. It's a balance.
A very holistic picture of what a flourishing life could look like, according to this particular imagined dialogue.
It really is.
Which kind of leaves us, and you, with a final thought to chew on, doesn't it?
Based on this conversation we've unpacked, where wisdom, strength, inner power, and gratitude are all held up as valuable.
Which one of those feels most important, or maybe most needed, for you to focus on cultivating in your life right now? And maybe why that one?
Something to consider.